Hi everybody, Richard again here from Electric Classic Cars, and now I get to drive some beautiful Italian exotica on this channel, and this week's episode is no different. But what's it going to be? Ferrari? Maserati maybe? Or maybe a little Fiat 500? No, it's going to be something even more quintessentially Italian, a classic Vespa. Let's get into it. Now, here at Electric Classic Cars, we're used to taking things like engine, gearbox, exhaust, fuel tanks, etc. out of a classic car and then converting it to electric. And these Vespas, original classic Vespas I should say, are no different. What's happened is that it's been beautifully restored, and then the engine and gearbox and everything's been taken out and they've been retrofitted with an electric drivetrain. Now, I should say from the off that we haven't built and converted these classic scooters. It's done by a company called Retrospective Scooters down in London. And I'm going to show you a little bit of the technical side of this conversion, because on this channel I love a bit of geekiness like that. So I'm going to open up this panel and I'm going to show you how Niall, the clever lad down at Retrospective Scooters, has done this conversion. So what he's done is he's taken the swinging arm off the original scooter and he's replaced that with his own swinging arm that incorporates a hub motor and a disc brake the other side, and all the cabling and control wires that need to go in to where the fuel tank used to be, which is where the motor controller and the other bits and pieces are. Now, before we start talking about batteries, I need to explain that these two Vespas are different, not only in age, because this is a 1959 and I think this is an early 70s Vespa, but this is a small frame Vespa and this is a large frame Vespa, and that becomes important when you're talking about batteries. Let me explain. Now, on this 1976 small frame Vespa, the battery is located here where the old spare tyre used to be, and if I just pull this back you'll see it more clearly. Now, you can either charge this bike up in situ, so the battery is here and the connector is there, or if you live in a flat or somewhere in the city, just pull out the plugs and you can actually just lift the battery out and go and charge it up inside. Now, on this 1959 large frame Vespa, it's got the same setup for the battery, so where the spare wheel used to be is a battery behind here, and this one's 40 amp hour. But because it's a large frame Vespa, you can actually fit an additional battery or move that battery to there. So if you want lots more range, you can actually put a battery here, so it'll actually have two batteries. Or, as I say, if you don't like the style of having the battery where the spare wheel is, just move that one to there. Now, as for storage, I didn't think there would be any on these little Vespas, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out that each of these has a storage compartment underneath the seat. And on this one, it's got the charger in there, so you can actually see it's a 3-pin plug on one end and an Anderson plug to go into the battery on the other. But that is not the only storage space in these little scooters. There's also storage space on the sides as well. So on the small frame Vespa, the little storage compartment is just that, really, little. Fit some bits and pieces in there, it's not huge. But on the large frame Vespa, it's a little bit bigger. I do like the styling on this 1950s one as well. There you go, decent amount of storage space in there, probably about, I don't know, 3 times bigger than the small frame Vespa. Now, there's one more thing that's different between these two scooters, not just the age and the size and the colour. It's voltage, because this scooter here is 48 volts and this scooter here is running a 72 volt system, and that's really important when it comes to who can ride these things, because this is a 48 volt system which is limited in power and speed, and it means somebody as old as me, who passed their test way back when things were in black and white, can ride this without having to do a CBT or getting a bike license. People that have a more modern driving license at the very minimum would need to pass a CBT, but this you need a bike license for. This is a 72 volt system. I can't ride this, but Tim, who has a bike license, he can ride that. So I'm looking forward to riding this one because I'm allowed to. Right, are we done? Can I go riding yet?
Yeah, let's test it out.
Come on in. All right.
Don't forget.
Oh yeah, essentials. All done. Health and safety. So, To start this is really simple. All you do is you click on the key fob and twist and go. This is great. Alright, so I am on the restricted one, but I tell you what, it feels sprightly. I don't think I'd want to be going much quicker, but it's definitely got poke. It's only a 4 kilowatt motor, but I tell you what, that's all you need. Now all the controls on the scooter are exactly the same, apart from the clutch and the gears. So on my right hand I've got my accelerator, front brake, and on rear brake is on my foot, and on the left here I've got a cut off where the clutch used to be, but the gears, which used to be twist, they're static now, so they're locked off. Here we go, I'm coming up to my first roundabout in a scooter. Now, Niall said to always brake front and rear at the same time on this, because this has got a disc brake on the rear and a drum brake on the front. Oh, it's got some pickup. Definitely got some zip on this. So cool, I love it, I want one. So battery wise, you can have a 30 amp hour battery, a 40 amp hour battery, or a 50 amp hour battery. And I'm told that it's around about a 1-to-1 amp hours to miles range calculation. So a 30 amp hour would give you around about 30 miles, 50 amp hour around about 50 mile range. But don't forget, on these larger Vespas and Lambrettas as well, he does Lambrettas too, on these larger ones you can have 2 batteries, so you could double up that range if you wanted to. So I think maximum range could be up to 100 miles with 2 50 amp hour batteries. But to be honest, having lived in a city before, I think 30 mile range or 30 amp hour battery is probably good enough for most people. This is a lot of fun. I tell you, if I lived in a city, I don't think I'd have a car, I'd have one of these. I feel very Italian. I need the sun to come out now. Let's go for an ice cream. Oh, opening up the throttle. Oh. That's got a fair bit of power, to be fair. This has got a 4 kilowatt motor, don't forget. My Beetle has a 450 kilowatt motor. Even though I'm only going 30 miles an hour, it actually feels like I'm doing about 60. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that is a lot of fun. Oh, that is a lot of fun. So easy to ride as well. Bear in mind, I've never ridden a scooter before, and the power delivery is nice and smooth. Just off you go. There's not crazy amounts of power. It's zippy but not stupid. It's just so simple, really, really easy, and a lot of fun. And I've learned one important lesson as well: close your mouth when you're riding a bike, otherwise you get to taste flies. That was a lot of fun. I tell you what, I was a little bit apprehensive this morning, if I'm honest, because I'd never ridden a scooter before, but it's so simple. It's just twist and go.
So even an idiot could ride one?
Even an idiot can ride one. Thank you very much, Tim. But it's true, because it's just twist, brakes there, it's just idiot proof, as I've proven today. But what really attracted me to Retrospective Scooters and Niall's work is the fact he does exactly the same as we do at Electric Classic Cars with the cars, but with scooters. The restoration is really top notch. The quality of the electric conversion is really high, and he also takes that opportunity to upgrade things like the disc brakes on the rear to improve that driver experience or rider experience. But what we're going to do with Retrospective Scooters is we're going to start offering finished electric converted scooters here at Electric Classic Cars. So if you are interested in buying either this silver one or the blue one that we showed earlier, these are going to be for sale right now for around about $9,000 and upwards. So inquire via our website or email us at sales@electricclassiccars.co.uk to see whether or not they're still available, because I have a feeling these are going to sell really quickly. But if you're interested in actually converting your own scooter or getting your scooter converted as well, contact Niall at Retrospective Scooters, because he also sells conversion kits. We'll put a link to him again in the description. But the other thing I should also mention is these scooters are going to be at various shows during the year as well. So we're going to have them on our stand if you want to see them up close and personal at things like Festival of Speed, Goodwood Revival, for instance. But on that note, the sun is still out. I think I'm going to go out. Tim's itching to try that blue one as well. So we're going to go into town and get a gelato, typical Italian thing to do. And on that note, I hope you enjoy this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.